Hello, this is Stef. Welcome back to my channel. So today with my t-shirt that is as blue as the screen I have behind. As you can see, we are on Windows. So people from Linux don't abandon me because soon we'll be reaching back again. Or maybe you can learn something out of Windows. So we started a tutorial on how to build our own player using FFmpeg. Basically, we're going to reach something similar to FFplay at the end of the route, but everything is done on Linux. We would like to do everything also on Windows, so the people who are having Windows don't blame me and they cannot do anything, or that they don't want to install virtual machines. So I may understand. Also, I may facing some issues on Linux with the virtual machine. So I would like to continue everything also on Windows. Maybe the performances are a bit better also. What I would like to do is to compile FFmpeg in the end using libx264, libx265, libvpx, and also libSDL. So libSDL is to provide the canvas for FFplay. So we have FFplay also in the end once we compile FFmpeg with all these libraries. So enough talk. Blue as the screen. We can get started. Okay, before starting, I would like to give a word about the configuration we are making. So we have Microsoft Visual Studio tools because we want MSVC, which is the compiler for the Visual Studio products. Then we are going to install MSYS. MSYS is a Linux environment that is connected to Windows. In fact, all the executables are normal exes, so you can use them without opening a virtual environment. So it's very compatible with Windows, and we're going to compile programs in that way. If we want, we can also cross-compile using something else like WSL. But if you want to stick to the Windows system, this is what I would prefer. Another thing, we are going to compile everything statically from in the next videos, not these videos, but from the next. So the choice is given by the simplicity. So we don't carry DLLs around. We don't have to tell references. We don't have to give any indication about where the libraries are. We have a big blob with all the libraries inside. Okay, it may be unmanageable. Well, okay, not so manageable. I usually use FFmpeg in a static way, so I prefer this instead of carrying DLLs around dependencies of files. So we will compile FFmpeg statically with all the libraries and also in debug mode. So we have both the release and the debug version. We open a browser window and we type Visual Studio Tools. We click on the first link, then we go down. So here, if you want to install Visual Studio 2022 or Visual Studio Code, you can. This is something that we already installed in the past, so now it's not necessary if you've already installed. Now we're going to Tools for Visual Studio. We go here, and what we need is this: Build Tools for Visual Studio 2022. So here we have everything. What we need are the C++ desktop things, and we click download. Here we have the buildtools.exe. I've already installed it, so I will show you what other things to configure once you install the thing. So if you already have installed, this is the Visual Studio installer, and right here you should have application opening. If once you click on it, it will check. So it will download the application, it will install the installer, and we check for the updates. In this case, it will check for the updates as well. It has updates available. If you would like update, I suggest to update straight away. But what we need to install the application that are the C++ for desktop. So what we need to do, as you can see, desktop environment with C++, and we necessarily want to take MSVC, VS 2022, C++ CMake 2 for Windows. If you want, you can also disable it. You can install CMake as a standalone tool. Then testing tools, core features, build tools, and C++ address sanitizer. For the rest, the other things are not necessary. Now I put the most recent. Now I got to here. I can update also by putting with Windows 10. I have Windows 10, but if you have Windows 11, you can put Windows 11, and that's it. So once you select, you can install while downloading, and you're ready to rock and roll. The other thing we're going to install is MSYS2. So if you open a browser window, we are going to MSYS2, and we take the first link right here. So here on this page, you have a download installer. Once you click it, it's going to download. If you would like, there is also an alternative. You can go to MSYS2 GitHub. So you're going to the GitHub repository, and you can go. So here, this is github.com/MSYS2, and here you have MSYS2 installer, and here you have the nightly build, and also all the other release versions. If you would like the nightly, you can download it directly from here. If you want the stable, you can get it there. So now I have the connection interrupted. Okay, so here you have all the installers. Once you're going to, so you click on the installer, you have the next folder. Here you see that by default it puts it in a CMC64. For me, it's okay. Then you click next, next, next. Here I already have installed it, don't want to install it again. And then you have the system installed. Then, once you're going to the start menu and you type MSYS2, you have MSYS2 MSYS, and you can open it like a command line tool. So the first thing that we need to do, let me get it bigger. We put it here on the left, and we have something a bit bigger. The first thing that we need to do is to go to update the whole system. So to update the whole system, we are going to take the package manager, and the package manager is available with the pacman. Then -s, it means install. Then y means that we're going to take everything at yes. So we are not, so we not answer the question because we answer always yes. And then u means update. Then once you get this, it gets everything that you have installed. So in this case, you have all the other stuff. You can proceed with installation. Yes, because here in this case, I guess it's going to terminate and then reboot. So this is a bit more mandatory and compulsory. So it asks. And then, okay, to complete, we'll update all MSYS2 processes. We'll click yes. Then we are going to open it again. And we should have the version updated. Let's see. Pacman minus capital S, YU. Okay, everything is up to date. Here we have the packages that we need to update. Now wait until the process is done. Okay, cool. Once the update process being concluded, so I gave a clear command, so to have the interface clear. And the next thing is to install the packages that are necessary for the for the compiling later. So still our package manager pacman is a thing. -s, capital S is install. We want make. We want git. If you don't have git installed, you can install it here. I don't want to make this. So remember, the configuration of git is a bit complicated. It requires a lot of things. So maybe too many things for the things that we are doing. So git is right available here. We install it here. Then devutils. Then nasm, yasm, and pkg config. Then we give an enter. So here everything I've already installed, and here we go. And that's it. So we have everything. But and also another thing, we need to move the link, because now there is a link, but we need to use another link. So we can set mv usr bin link.exe into usr bin link.exe.bak, let's say. And then with this, so now I don't have it because I've already done it. Now, why? Because link, I have it, but we need another link from the Windows application. Now we don't have it because we don't have the Windows environment enabled. We're going to enable it later. And now from here, that's fine. Good. So MSYS is done. We need still another thing. Okay, the last thing that we need to do is to go to the folder MSYS64, and we have to go to the MSYS to shell.cmd and open it with a text editor. So it can be Notepad, Notepad++, etc. So once we open it, we have at the very first, so quite at the beginning, this line that it is commented out. There is an REM in the beginning. So remove the REM because we want to inherit everything if it is executed inside a command line. So if you have a command line, you have that environment. Once you execute MSYS2 in that environment, we have everything also. So this will be useful later when we need to compile. In fact, the trick that we are always adopting every time is to use the x64 native tools now I have in the Windows terminal. Then we are opening it with so we are open MSYS2 shell.cmd. Here now we have the environment, but now this time I didn't do anything else. I only opened this and executed it using the x64 native tools command prompt. And here, if I say link, I have everything. So let me make it a bit bigger. So here, if I have link, I can open the link. Okay. So this is what we're going to do while compiling. The other thing that we need to install now is CMake. So here, if we type CMake, the first link, we're going in, then we click download, and we download this Windows x64 installer. If you have it installed before using Visual Studio, it's not necessary, but if you would like to have something separate, maybe one day you want to uninstall the Visual Studio tools, but you want to use this anyway with another compiler. Remember, you have also MingGW on the other side with MSYS2, so you can use one or the other. We click on this, and this will be downloaded. It is an MSI, so this is for the x64. I don't know if you have i386, so a 32-bit version of your operating system. And you got to install this. If you want it portable, there is this, but I don't suggest we have everything with the environment variables and everything. Okay, so once we install it, we open it to install it. And here, this is the installer. Just a moment that it's going to compute the space requirements. Okay, so now we click next. We accept the license agreement. We click next. So this is important to add a CMake to the path environment variable. So if you one day want to use the command line, you have CMake there available. That's what we're going to use. So I'm going to click next, then where to install it, next, and then install. I already installed it, so everything is fine. And now we are ready to rock and roll. Okay, so before starting with compiling something, just a word about the environment, the sets of folders that we're going to use during our compilation. So the other time we put everything in one folder, and maybe it is a bit confusing. So now what I would like to do is to put for every folder something that is related to the software itself. So first thing, I'm on the D drive. I will create a folder called FFmpeg build, for example. Then I'm going inside. And you want the Windows command, so you see once you install MSYS2, you have both Linux and the Windows command. You have both clear and CLS. Okay, and bigger. Good. So now we make the folders that are essentially sources, build, and installed. So first, the sources, where we put the source code that we download. So if we put git, we'll put it under the sources. Then we make dir build. Here we're going to build, so the compiling will be in the build folder. And then we put the installed, where the installation, so the libraries will be there. And when we build something on top, for example, FFmpeg in the end, will take care of the installed folder. So we have everything inside here. Nothing. We have these three folders. Then, for example, if you're going to build, so cd build, and want, for example, to build x264, we make another folder, make dir x264. Then we are going inside, and here we are doing our comments. So this is the idea, basically, we're going to adopt for the whole project. Okay, cool. Okay, today was the first step of the whole process of compiling the whole thing. So x264, x265, libvpx, libSDL, and FFmpeg in the end with everything. So I hope you learned something. If you liked it, please like, share, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell to get notified about the next video I'll be releasing. And see you next time for the next step of this tutorial, for also something more related to multimedia, but not only. So ciao, ciao.